just the Scion flash W.
And Gen G,
The mechanics is
says it all right there.
And it's different.
The execution level from Gen G is just so much better.
To make sure Ruler doesn't kill off your AD carry, perhaps Top Esports can turn it. But now, 17 minutes in, Gen G are 5k ahead. This is a demolition from the LCK #1 seeds. Top Esports left reeling, of trying to find a way back into this game, but the windows are rapidly closing on them as Hong goes forward. Pop
not bad, not bad, not bad at all. Absolutely insane engage. Ruler lives? What? Rek'Sai's full HP. W flash. Show me W. Oh, he sidestepped that bitch! Redemption! Oh, just gets him. Chovy combo. Just misses.
Will find his man. But off an incredible Pop Blossom, it's still a 2 for 2.
And the Dragon is still going to Gen G. They chase down Cream on the back of the fight.
They're too far behind. They can't fight. They didn't have a Aurora ult.
Mid lane. It's Gen G with their eyes on the prize.
Yeah, we're only 17 minutes into the game, and the objective bounty shutdowns are on the map in favor of TES. You know they are very, very far behind. Now, if they hadn't been able to just finish off Ruler there, then it really would have been egg on
That
their
engage
face.
from Hong was great.
But
Really nice fake.
Started out, gets the 3% Deco ultimate,
Into the Scion Q.
Didn't have flash or proto belt. And so you think,
Ruler
it's
gets
be
out
really,
here,
really
dashes,
good for
flashes
TES.
back, cullings
Ruler
the
creates a lot of
Nico.
space flashing to the other side, and so you can see Canyon and Keen are able to chase down the Aurora on the other side, and Keen coming up with that double kill.
They just spent so much time trying to chase down
What happens if he just keeps running in a straight line and doesn't curve against the wall?
Bought everything that Gen G needed.
I saw a lost Raton t-shirt, I swear to
And it feels
God.
like even when you get a miracle
Someone was
engage
wearing
like
it.
that, the fact that Top Esports
W
can't really
t-shirt.
find the success says a lot about where they are in this game. And now it's going to be the macro play from Gen G as they set up on this top side, looking at potential vision control and that top lane turret.
Yeah, and they've got some fed solo lanes. Chovy and Keen both with 2,000 plus gold leads. And Dark Seal had been stacking up for Chovy as well. So he's got the extra ability power there. I mean, TES, they're going to have to craft some sort of heavy, like 5-person play out of Fog of War to catch someone off guard.
If you're Top Esports, you press tab and you're crying. Like Spear, you got the Sundered Sky, the Rylai's, the Seraphs, and the Navori Flicker Blades, the Essence Reaver. Like you are not a very happy bunny when you look at the opposing inventories. And I guess for Top Esports, the one saving grace is you got a Mountain Drake earlier on. It's not an early soul for Gen G, but 3 minutes away will be that soul. Point Artican up in 20 seconds, and Gen G just ruling the Rift right now. Dura able to step forward here, not really too afraid of Top Esports. Ruler will be waiting for his flash to come back up, still about a third of the cooldown on that, so doesn't want to step up too far on his lonesome.
And it's also against Gen G, who are not exactly a team that is known for throwing games, so it is a little tough when you want to come into this. And again, the early control from Gen G has been spectacular. Canyon been able to find these great dives, even the turnaround play from Duro and Ruler on that bottom end of the map. It felt like every time Top Esports were trying to find advantages, it was Gen G just shutting the door in their face.
And that hurts. Have you ever had a door slammed in your face? Because Top
Chovy
Esports are looking like it. They
Has
want
flash.
to try and return the favor, but Chovy
a bit
just
too cocky.
walls away and will be safe.
Just weave that wall away to safety. Duro caught out a little bit with the Blooming Burst, but you can see the Nico clone just being used for extra vision here by Top Esports. Gen G advancing in 2 lanes at the same time. Top and bot, their current targets. Keen stealing away jungle camps whenever
The Artican force is brewing.
Kanavi, ever so slight bit weaker.
TV back from Duro.
Try and get rid of all the standing gold that Top Esports could find for themselves. Duro TP's back in. You can see Gen G's current investment is vision towards this top side. They're going to use Ruler to push out mid, and then he can move up and join up with the rest of the team, which makes sense because there's an Artican here. It's the only neutral objective up for the next 2 minutes of the game. Is all of Top Esports back, and won't be an immediate start.
Great setup for Gen G. Great setup.
As Ruler makes his way up through the river.
It's just free.
Gen G just know they're way stronger.
It is just free.
2 out of spikes, and Top Esports now have to try and retake, but this Artican is long gone, and Gen G again, just continue to add to this lead.
Do it. He just stands. He's like, hey, you want
It's
to
just
get
free.
anywhere
I mean,
near?
what can you do to break that?
Droomy is also through a seismic
And now you get
shove
engaged
as
on.
Gen G look for the engage. Keen.
Violed on
The
Nico.
perfect pole
That's a
blossom, gonna find
choice,
the
but he
jungler.
kills him.
It's not enough.
One-shots him.
Kanavi won't keep him
Rek'Sai's in there.
alive.
Jakilov can't do any damage.
With his ruler,
Dead.
the
It's a
dash back
5
from
for 0.
Cream.
It's a 5 for
Oh,
0.
it's
It's a 5 for 0.
It's a demolition. I'm not even sure we're allowed to show this on your screens. Gen G with a 5-0 ace at 22 minutes.
Yeah, I think we just
Wow,
witnessed the
wow,
murder.
wow.
That is Gen G absolutely crushing Top
I mean,
Esports.
what is there
with
to
a
say?
clean ace,
They are fucking
losing
flawless
no
in this
one,
game.
face tanking towers in the aftermath.
The fact that they're still able to tank towers just says how poorly that one has gone. Gen G, like, they split up these fights so incredibly well. Jackie Love caught on the bottom side of this wall, and then on the top they're putting pressure into Cream as well. And a huge amount of that is thanks to this dive duo of Keen and Canyon. They immediately take separate targets. And 369 just isn't able to pick a side.
Look at the Rek'Sai on top of Corki. Like, Corki can't play.
If your top side losing, Jackie Love is diving for safety and is saying, please, for the love of God, save me. But there is no savior here on Top Esports.
Top Esports trying to run, but nowhere on Summoner's Rift is safe for them. Even their own base will quickly become Gen G territory.
And with that fight, Canyon moves into 6th place all time in international assists, 1,145. And for a player coming into this tournament that I think a lot of people saw as the weakest link of Gen G, who was having a struggle of a time during the summer split, this
Now they play mid to bot. Rek'Sai can catch top with
really
TP worst
showing
case.
just how impactful he can be
And they start
and
sieging
how
your
well
towers.
Gen G
They
can
do need to
play
be a
when he
little
gets
careful
his
here. I don't know
lanes
if they can
ahead,
just
'cause that's exactly what he's done
walk up
here.
and hit it
He'll
right
secure
now.
the third Drake for them as well
They're
as
walking up and hitting
369
them.
tries to defend under this tower. Science tanky and he'll be able to survive through any damage Gen G put into him right now, but he's not really able to keep the tower topped up for too long with another wave coming in.
And we are
Do you dive
witnessing
them?
why so
It's-
many
oh,
people
Trovy's just
have
gonna ult them,
Gen
yeah,
G
it's
as
free.
such heavy favorites, you know, coming into this tournament. An
He wants to do one more wave though. Okay, he's ulting them while doing mid wave.
And
Is that
we're
enough
gonna
though?
see
He didn't
them
take it.
continue.
Pop Blossom only going to hit onto Duro. Not able to chase any further as Canyon jumps across the wall with the Bolt Breaker. Duro, Redemption coming down on Subral Onslaught.
Oh my god, he got the
Duro
Redemption.
survives! Duro survives again, you just can't
And
kill
Kanavi
him.
no flash.
As Kanavi's
And Chovy just
caught
cooks
out
everyone
by
here.
Keen. He's going to pop the Crescent Guard to try and survive.
Chovy
but
cooks
it's
everyone.
guarding nada. Jackie Love
Oh,
and
the
Cream
culling
feel
damage
the
is
full
insanity. What is the
power
my culling
of
damage?
Chovy's flashing the down.
Another 5 for
wall,
0.
For goodness sake.
Jesus,
as Gen
man.
G once again ace Top Esports and will push down mid.
Wait, what's the fastest game record at Worlds?
End the game, and Baron
What's the fastest
hasn't
game
even
record?
Spawned yet. It's 30 seconds, and Gen G, they're just eyeing
It's
up the
currently
Nexus.
Humalife with
Rated R for
24-49.
mature, this game was anything but kind from Gen G. 21
8,
kills to
7,
5. Duro,
6,
he dies to
5,
a tower.
4,
Hung tries
3.
to do something to defend, but Gen G sub 25 minutes dismantled.
4
Top
seconds off,
Esports.
really? I chose
The
Gen
Nexus
G for
tower at
fastest
the
game,
end
for
doing
fuck's
what Top
sake.
Esports couldn't and actually killing Duro there.
My
Gen
pick'ems!
G making quick work of it. They have, you know, some reservations for later in the day, it seems like.
Gen G just came
That
onto
was
the
a
stage
complete
and
stop.
just
Yeah, it really was.
blasted
If you're
them.
Top Esports, you probably have some reservations about
Blasted
loading onto
them.
the map for game
Like,
2. We're gonna
what
hand
on
it over to
earth
Alice
was
Dess
that?
to break down that 25-minute affair.
And if you're Gen G, you maybe have a dinner reservation. I don't know, Emily.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta go somewhere quick.
Fantasievoll Halloween feiern lohnt sich. Niemand kann Halloween besser. Ab dem 20. Oktober Halloween Bonbon Mix für nur 4,99 Franken oder Raggold Spooky Skulls für nur 1,99 Franken. Halloween bei Lidl lohnt sich.
Especially around 15 minutes, I really loved their Herald take, where they, you know, ult onto Jackie Love, get him super low, or pushing up mid. Like, you see all these little things that they're doing on the map to accelerate their lead, and TES didn't really stand a chance.
They didn't know what hit him.
After that 15-minute,
Whoever
and then
bro, I don't know.
afterwards, the Herald push after
Whoever
that.
draws Gen
mean,
G
they
in
blew up the
quarters
Nexus
sucks.
before the Baron spawns.
Yeah.
Like that is
Sucks.
that is one of the most one-sided
Please
games
don't be
we've had
G2.
all Worlds.
Yeah, it's true, and it all started at that 8-minute mark off Chovy's seismic shove. Flick back for a HyperX reflex replay. It's just a little detail, but it does a lot. And Chovy, when he's angry, he does things like this, of course.
Yeah, and TES think they have the jump on this, right? Like, they're like, oh man, we can kill Keen, but they waste so much on this Rek'Sai, which sets up everything for Chovy right here. Seismic shove. This was where Gen D really started to break open the early game.
I mean, this team is just so terrifying. When Ruler and Chovy are in this kind of form, when Canyon's actually
But do you see what I
impacting the
mean?
early game,
Like
this team just looks so unbeatable. It is crazy.
we had a game earlier today where
TS,
Team
yes,
Secret
I mean, I
Wales
know
played
they have that
something
reputation
with
of
Vi.
their
They had like
jumpers, whatever,
Vi
but it's like they've always been
or
quarterfinals. They made semifinals, they
Kai'Sa,
go
you know, this
far.
kind of like
This is a high-quality
fist-fighty
team
draft.
that just got
If
made
you
to look
play
like
the
they
game
were a
fast-paced
joke.
with
Yeah,
the
and
Vi
you
and the
mentioned
Lucian and the
someone that
Kai'Sa and the
I'm really
Talia,
glad you brought up,
if you
who's
play a
Canyon,
fast-paced
right?
game
And
like
I've
Gen
been
G does,
super
like that,
critical of Canyon
it can
this
work.
Split. I think he's had
If
a lot
Gen
of
G
games
did
where he's
nothing and
just
sat
kind of
there and let
AFK
Corki Nico
farming,
win bot
Duro
and bleed them out,
sometimes is kind of making up for it with his roams on the
and they
map.
just left top in
I loved
isolation,
how
they left
involved
mid in
he was
isolation,
early
all that
on
shit,
this Vi.
the game would
I
just
thought
be
he
like
was
slowly
really,
losing, you know, but
really a huge part of their early game, and I love to see it.
Gen G
because
will just
we
fight, fight,
know
fight, fight,
how
fight,
good
fight, good
Canyon
fight,
can
good
be,
fight,
and that's
outplay.
best jungler in the world.
And that's why
This
it's
was
like,
5
it's
seconds
weird,
off
isn't
the
it? Because you
fastest
think
game
of
in the
draft,
world.
you
Yeah.
give Vi
And,
first pick.
absolute stomp.
You get Vi first pick,
Gen
you
G
give
was all the
Sion,
way ahead, and then
Aurora,
TES kind of made it
Corki,
even easier for them.
Nico,
They
Corki, and
did.
Delusion Brown. All of these things are like
exactly.
good,
I tried to find this mid lane
but they just
engage.
run you
Yeah.
over.
I don't know what Cream was doing. I gotta say, let's take a look.
Yeah, Cream is the one engaging, unfortunately, for Gen G. I mean, JackieLove was already chunked out. It's an ill-advised fight regardless. Look at Hong, look at JackieLove. They're already really low HP.
Yeah, and the way that Gen G had set this up previously is that exact push I was talking about, right? Because they get JackieLove really low, they're taking Herald at the same time, they push through tier 1, they're pushing towards tier 2, and then, yeah, Cream just saw
Is
the
Duro
angle. It was
checking
not
dinner
the
reservation or
angle.
what? Maybe he's changing the dinner reservation time to earlier.
Flashes past with like no QE up and just
Because he
dies.
knows they're
Like,
going to be
that
done
was-
quicker than he thought.
Was not it.
It looks fun though.
Yeah.
I don't think he had fun.
Hopping and scooting. Hopping and scooting. But yeah, I think it's just the fact that when they are in a mood like this, we shouldn't use that word, just in a mode like this, I think is a better word
Yeah.
to say it.
What do you
It
even do is
sometimes
test.
looks like,
You just have to
oh,
pick yourself back
TS
up and try
feels
again,
like
I
they
guess.
have to jump in here because that is what it feels like when you're playing versus them because of all these other inquantifiables that they're pushing at the same time.
Yeah, the best teams in the world like Gen G will just force you to make either a bad decision or a worse decision, right? And I think that's also what we saw once this game kind of got out of hand. There were so few good decisions for TES to be able to make, and it's all through that suffocation and that kind of superior map play that Gen G have.
And I was talking about this on
He's
the dive,
ordering
you know,
Waltz.
before where TES, they put themselves in a really great position to start out this tournament, right? And I kind of want to take a look at the bracket if we can and just show basically their journey, right? Because they started out strong, they win the first two, they get this draw against KT where you're thinking they have a real shot to go 3-0 straight into the bracket. They had a really, really good draw. They drew double Western teams, so let's be honest, like that's, you know, generally the easier teams. They get G2, they got 100 Thieves, they win those both. KT
They won the G2
was,
game, though.
by most people's estimation that I had talked to, the weakest of the Eastern teams based on scrims. That's what the pros were telling me. So this is supposed to be a really good draw for them. They get stomped out 2-0, which was surprising to me.
Yep.
Then you draw Gen G. Let's be honest, that's a death sentence. You're probably going to lose that. Now all of a sudden, you're 2-2, assuming they lose this series, which is my expectation. And then you might draw T1 or something like that. And your tournament goes from, oh my God, we're going to get out 3-0 to, wait, I didn't even make
The
words.
test
That's
2-0
the
to
danger
test
about
2-3
Swiss is
downfall
also
was
when you
like,
maybe have a good
people
draw
I
early
think
on,
people
doesn't
saw it.
necessarily give you more. I say that, and 100 Thieves got a bad draw early. They beat them, and they still got a bad draw. So not all draws are created equal, but TS will be thinking that as well now. And for the side of Gen G on the other side, I mean, we started off the segment with it, Emily, but the fact that they kind of suffered that loss to AL, and then they had such a convincing game versus T1. It looked more convincing than usually when they beat them even, and then here as well.
Yeah, and I think the best thing that we're seeing out of Gen G, again, we have to think about how this team has performed over the past few years. They've come in as tournament favorites, have kind of fallen before we would have thought, sometimes to their own LCK brethren, sometimes to PLG a few times, but like nothing but a world championship is like, that's what they need to get, right? Like this team is very focused. They've been
Built
top
to
or
win.
at the top of the world the entire year. That is their goal. I mean, I'm just so glad that Canyon was so involved early, honestly, because that's such a great sign for this team moving forward.
It is. Wait, what a sentence. nothing but a world championship will do, and maybe they qualify to the quarterfinals here if they beat TES, or hopefully for our Chinese fans in the house today, we see a third. We'll be right back.
Opinions on the 2-2 bracket? Well, the 2-2 bracket's not sorted yet, but I'm going to presume the T1 and BLG are there. I'm missing a team. Oh yes, CFO. I mean, it's just a headshot galore, really, isn't it?
We have a new mode for you that we're calling ARAM Mayhem.
It's ARAM.
It is headshot galore.
It combines all the fun augment-fueled variations of Arena with 5v5 ARAM gameplay.
We want every champion to feel special and get to explore some combinations and fantasies that they don't
This is
normally
Russian
get
roulette,
outside of
basically.
Arena.
The only like bullet that you would want to tank probably is Koi.
So look forward to some mayhem coming to the bridge soon.
Players in the world are here. They can just burn this one down. Oh my God, he'll roll it by 9. You are going to see them like you've never seen them before. What it will as the Arcane Storm doing so much work in Gen G. They are just going to ace them.
Bum, 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 bum.
Gen G, the EWC winners.
Will Tess come back? No, probably not. I don't think their draft was that bad, you know. They had like winning bot matchup that they punished very hard and then fucked up extremely hard 2 minutes later. I don't know how they did that, but that was definitely very concerning to watch them fuck up. Will game 2 be more competitive? Yeah, 100%. I think there's no way it gets worse than that, right? Is the draw today? No, the draw is tomorrow. Tomorrow is T1 versus 100 Thieves. And BLG versus VKS. Losers are out. Imagine a world where 100 Thieves and VKS both win tomorrow. Yeah, that world doesn't exist. But it is funny to think about it. It is kind of funny to think about. What do you mean in my dream? That's my nightmare. The 2 NA teams fucking make it to 2-2 Swiss with FlyQuest. Because then they're just gonna 1-for-1 themselves into groups, into top 8. Can you imagine VKS versus 100 Thieves for a top 8 spot at Worlds? Nah. Impossible. Four Western teams in the top 8. Yeah, watch them all get murdered in the first round. We don't want any NA teams to get out of groups. We don't want that. Because then they can equally just to say that they're equally as good because they made it as far as EU. We need all of them to get knocked out in Swiss. And then we're all good.
And we are back for Worlds 2025, where Gen.G just dismantled Top Esports. It wasn't close, sub 25 minutes with a 15,000 gold lead. And the question is, will they do it again? Will it just be a quick 2-0 for the LCK #1 seeds? Will they be going to the quarterfinals? Or will Top Esports be able to bite back here?
All right, let's see the draft. Even though I think draft doesn't matter too much by the looks of it this series.
I mean, they absolutely destroyed them. Some
I mean, it still matters, you know,
were
but
worse than others for sure. But that game was even with TES starting out with a good play.
I don't understand how some of these LCK teams make Lucian Brown look so broken.
Well, they used the Nico, turning into
I guess they're just really good.
Navi passed down there. They successfully executed it, but
And
it
that's how they do it.
immediately started to turn back in Gen.G's favor.
That's what I was going to say. I knew it was going to go poorly when they immediately had Hung die like 2 seconds later. And from that point forward,
Ambessa ban on blue. I wonder if Cassante is like insanely high prio now with Rek'Sai Sion out.
Have to find a way to slam the brakes and hope that they can push it to a game #3.
Top Esports moving over to the blue side for this game 2 will ban away the Ambessa and the Wukong, exactly the same as game 1. Gen.G sticking with that Kiana. Game 1 they got rid of Yunara and Azir. So rounding out their bans. We'll see perhaps that Yunara sneaks through.
Wukong ban.
Sometimes she
I
does
missed
these
T1, so let's go
second
Chovy.
bans. But,
Okay.
For the moment, Gen.G just pontificating, having a little ponder about what is going to be that second ban.
Oriana ban. Okay.
Yeah, we probably get the Oriana Azir both banned again this time around. Those
Do you really want to ban
just
Oriana
too
Azir?
powerful for most teams. So you medic, you get your choice. Azir ban or Yunara
They get
ban.
Rise for
But I
free.
like this from Top Esports, basically saying if you don't ban the Azir, we immediately get the Rise first pick.
I definitely
Or we're gonna
think-
take the Azir, have a
I
great
hope
matchup
both
in the
teams
mid lane,
lose.
and
What the
sure you can
fuck?
get the Yunara,
I
but
definitely think the
honestly,
Tess
Yunara
getting
trying to
Rise
play
will
into
help
Rise
the
can
game a
find it
lot.
really, really difficult, so Top Esports trying
I think
to
the
beat that
Gen.G should just do
It's also trying to get
a random ban here, you know? They will get Yunara. I mean, actually, if they first pick Yunara, you're trading Azir Rise, but Chovy gets Rise when you're playing against Azir Yunara. So if you ban Rise, you give Azir, you get Yunara. Or, okay, they have to close the trade, yeah.
Yunara and Azir getting through this draft.
So they don't want to give the Rise.
I also
and
think
then do
Cassante is a
infinite
1-2
to it.
for Gen.G here.
They would they
I
would
think,
rather
oh my
give
god, can you
the
imagine Gen.G just
Azir
goes Azir
over,
Cassante here?
or the Yunara. You know, you get your pick. You get your choice of the power picks.
I genuinely would have expected the Azir. It feels like with the Azir, you've got slows, you've got decent range, you can kind of keep Yunara at arm's reach and make it a little bit difficult for to find the fight.
Azir,
especially with
Cassante,
the
jungle on
Castle,
3.
Rise, Oriana, the Talia, the
Would be funny.
Aurora gone.
Would be
So
very
much
funny.
has been taken out of that mid lane champion pool, and Chovy's just going to get his hands on Azir now.
Maybe it's a factor of TS right now have more confidence in Jackie than they do in Cream at the moment, and want to invest in him as far as the comp does go. But yeah, it is a dangerous
They
proposition.
take Jarvan
to give
into
Chovy the Azir.
Yunara.
Cream could go then, you know, like a Kali or something into it, and try and put some kill pressure, some assassin answer into it if Gen.G snapped that one up. They're not going to do it immediately, but you have to feel like that's where it's headed.
Yeah, you don't really want to give away the Azir alongside Yunara. It's kind of best of both worlds for Top Esports at that point. I will say I think Cream's slightly more comfortable on the...
Wow, they don't take
Azir.
either Cassante or Azir. They just take Kai'Sa Jarvan.
There's the Kai'Sa lock, so if Top Esports want it, they can take the Azir.
I'm
Their
surprised
issue is
that
Chovy
they
then
don't
has
take
counter.
Azir Cassante.
Three
I
here
feel like that
before
would
we
be
move to
very
that second set of bans. It's
a
kind
very
of
good
both teams
core in a
playing
draft.
little bit of chicken.
So they just
Chicken
gave
in
it
the
to
mid
Top
lane.
Yeah,
Esports.
but that's the thing. They're still going to go for the Azir here. Like Cream, when he first entered the LPL,
Is
was
is
known
is
for his
Chovy's
solid
logic
Kali play,
just
so
I
that
will
was
play
probably what
Galio?
they were trying to play
It doesn't
into.
matter if they
I mean,
outscale
the
us.
Azir is just so incredibly
Is he
strong
gonna
prepared.
pick Galio on
Beat
3 and just
Yunara,
fight them?
Just go for slamming all these tanks now and have yourself a field day.
And Gen.G know that this is what was going to happen.
Like Cassante here
if
is
you're drafting
excellent.
on the world stage and you say, oh, we'll leave Yunara and Azir up, and you're not sure if they're going to take Yunara and Azir, like Gen.G have to have prepared something for this.
Gen.G
Pantheon
have
is okay,
prepared
yeah.
that they're going to accept the Reddit challenge. They're using the lowest
I think
win rate
Poppy Flex is
champions
better
at
if
the
you're gonna pick a
tournament.
jungler.
Jarvan and Kai'Sa.
Yeah, but now Top
Into
Esports
Jarvan
wanna
Kai'Sa,
get to the
Poppy
ring
support
with them
works because they have to play
Pantheon, so
melee
where
because
does that
Nico's
leave
out. Poppy top can work if they pick Cassante on 3 and Poppy jungle can be guaranteed against Jarvan.
I guess the challenge
I think
is bigger
Poppy
here,
Flex
but
there
yeah,
is better.
They give over both the Yunara and the Azir. So Chovy, I want to see the counter that you have prepped. Clearly, you have it ready and you gave
Is it
over
Galio?
with a purpose.
Currently hovering over the
Or
We're also looking at the Yone for a second.
is he actually gonna play LeBlanc?
On the Yone in that early game, but Chovy pretty comfortable on the pick. I mean, he's pretty comfortable on every pick
Jarvan, Kai'Sa, Yone.
There it is. Yone locked
What?
in alongside this Kai'Sa Jarvan.
This is so fun. Dive, dive, dive here. We've got Jarvan, Kai'Sa, Yone showing early
Okay.
top 3 for
I mean, look at
Gen G
Genji's
here with
comp.
their early
They
picks.
need Rel or Leona or
TS,
Alistar
I mean,
or Rakan, so they'll
if
get
they're
one of
not gonna
those.
be able to pull out this one,
But they're
then,
gonna need some AP
does
top, I
not
think.
bode well.
Yeah, especially when
Or like
Gen
some
G, it
hybrid.
feels like
I guess
the
Ornn
words written
fits.
in the sky, ban Renata
Gwen
to make
works.
things significantly easier for you in
Cho'Gath
this sort of respect.
kinda
Even
works.
getting rid of another enchanter.
Kennen
369
works.
Can still go back towards something like the K'Sante and again kind of be that frontline peel
They ban
to
Lulu,
on
which
top
makes
esports,
sense.
and
They
that
want
could
Rakan.
round out their draft very easily.
I think Tess should ban Rumble and Ornn, and I think those.
If you're Gen G, you don't really want to give that Poppy over when you've got
I think
Jarvan,
Rumble,
you've got
Ornn
Kai'Sa
are
diving
probably
onto
the
the
best
back,
champs
you
Gen
probably
G
want
can get with their
follow-up
comp.
engage with your support. So we'll see if Gen G decide that the Renato or the Poppy is more important.
They ban
for their
Nord.
next ban. Nord's just gonna get taken away by top esports.
Yeah, lots of those counter.
Nort
engage
makes me think that
options.
Tess wants
Braum
like
as
Bard
well,
or
still kind
something,
of
but
floating around.
I don't think you can
or
play
never
that
mind,
this
Braum
game.
was used in the first game. Will not be floating.
Just in the ether perpetually until we get to
Is
That's
it-
what
is-
happens with Fearless Bans. They have to watch the rest
Is Gen
of
G
the game.
sure they don't want to ban Poppy?
That's how that goes. So.
Yeah, I do agree though. Like,
Okay,
the Poppy
thank
gonna
God.
be bad. I was expecting like Renata Poppy to be the two bans, to be honest, coming into this.
And
'cause
I think
Renata
Tess,
works
maybe
incredibly well
it's
with
a
United and Enable her.
Alistar
Also,
ban
it means
here.
that she can play hyper-aggressive
But if they
thanks
take
to
Rel,
Divide,
what are you playing?
plus having that,
Or you
like,
could
tank
give
play like
Alistar.
K'Sante
No, you
now
can play
is
Rakan into
a
Alistar.
fantastic position for yourself when
Could have been
Gen G
Alistar.
plays hyper-aggressive on the dive.
Play Rakan into Rel, I guess.
Okay.
Couple of bans. Nautilus, Alistar, Poppy, and Lulu are second phase bans here. Kobe.
Yeah, so you're kind of thinking like, all right,
I mean, Rumble on 4 here is great, isn't it?
Very common. See what sort of engaged champion.
But what do you have into
that they
Rel?
want to grab
Rakan.
to row.
What do you have into Rakan? I guess Rel.
It's kind of the two that you really look at as the final two big engaged champs. See where Duo decides.
But if you
to
go
expect
Rumble
to
here
see
and
the
they go
support
Ornn,
here,
okay,
but
they take the
Ard as well
Rakan.
does fit into
I mean,
that
Lulu's banned, right?
and, although he's more follow-up engage in my head, he already has a Jarvan and a Yone going in.
So I guess
his
Hong will
follow-up
have to
is there
slam
be
Rel.
followed up on. And he can jump in with
And
that
369
quickness.
can
Top
slam
esports
K'Sante.
looking towards top and
Or he can
support
pick
most
Rumble or
likely.
some shit
And
himself.
He can be flexed, but it's very rare that we see that these days into the support role.
Unless you wanna be
usually going
freaky.
into that jungle position.
Okay, he takes the Rumble
Okay,
away.
I thought, top
But I
esports
think
was
Keen
top
can just play
esports
Galio
with
top
tank
now,
and
can't he?
Divide
And they're
and
fucking
having your
chilling.
enchanter support to try and set
Oh my
yourself
god, I
up
think
for
Galio top is
disaster, but
great.
instead,
You can go
they're just gonna
Ornn,
try and
but I
fight
think
fire with
Galio
fire.
top is just
Yeah,
fun.
and I kind of like taking away the Rumble as well, because it does look dangerous if Equalizer comes over the top of the dive with a Jarvan Cataclysm. The hot pot would be spicy. And Aurelia would be very, very
He's not gonna do it.
spicy,
He's gonna
so
go
I
Ornn.
don't think we're gonna get it.
Chairman on ads, if you don't
But
have ads, you want to try and have sub
common
channel to once
answer
back to
into the
biggest.
Rumble, the
If you sub now, you
Ornn.
won't get ads for all the rest of
He
Worlds.
was
I'll
so
see you in a
hopeful there
sec.
for
Much
second.
love.
Aurelia was never going to be locked in. Ornn gives you that long-range engage that you need, also gives you a tank for later on. Let's see if Gen G are able to close the game out as quickly as they were in Game 1 here with a dive with a little bit of extra front-to-back damage here with the Ornn being that
I mean,
front
the
line,
Gen G
whereas
comp
top
actually
esports
kind of
have
works, you know.
Great dive, really
But,
good damage, no true tank.
Yeah, the way they draft is so strange. They don't care about us here. They don't care about Poppy early. I think that Tess could have easily picked Poppy on 3 and flexed it.
But against an Ornn long range engage, the Jarvan follow-up, Yone,
They don't care about
Rakan,
K'Sante.
It is going to be relatively difficult to actually keep this Azir and Yunara alive. And I think that's where, for Gen G, you're going to be fairly happy with great late game scaling, great options when it comes towards side lanes. Honestly, I just prefer Gen G.
They're
Gen G
limit
over on the
testing.
table.
Honestly, I do agree. I feel like they're going to have some priority. A lot of early options for the Jarvan to go to. Try and put some early pressure. Azir is even weaker early now than in previous iterations. So maybe they could put extra pressure onto Cream. And if you get Chovy, Yone ahead, then that is a key to victory in itself.
28 and 6 on an all-time Chovy. I mean, the thing is, you can pick any champion in the roster of League of Legends. Chovy probably has a pretty
Yeah,
positive
Yone
rate
is
on it,
picked
but
into
Yone
Azir as a
is
quote-unquote counter.
exceptional across the board. Gonna jump on into Game 2 here between Top
And I think they
Esports
probably didn't want to blind
and
K'Sante
Gen G
because they have
for the
Yone, right?
quarterfinals berth on the line. Top Esports will just be looking to survive.
The Yone will
past
just eat the K'Sante on side.
25-minute mark. The crowd very much at the backs of their LPL representatives, and they need all the support they can get after being demolished in Game 1.
Okay, I think winning very quick with their comp now, Gen G, will be tricky.
Pretty standard stuff here for Chovy
This
on
game,
the Yone.
Yone will need a little bit of time. maybe I'll eat my words as they just fucking murder them. But they have Ore and Yone, so I'm not sure if much can happen early. If they had like
Top esports gonna be able to.
Aurora and Bessa and shit, I think they could definitely accelerate the game a lot quicker, but
You could hear the Gios how loud they were there in the back, just trying to get as much behind Top
what is
Esports as
Chovy's
they can.
win rate
Top
on
Esports,
Yone?
like this was the team that a lot of people in summer expected to win the LPL. They looked absolutely spectacular, but playoffs really fell apart for them.
He's 5
And it's now
games,
on Top
3-2
Esports to
this
see if
year.
They can rally themselves in this series to push
81% win rate
Gen.G
all
towards that
time with 33 games.
Look at this, they're sticking around a long time. Okay, so Chovy does get visual confirmation. They know that Hung and Jackie are going to be coming over delayed. They will be able to bully their way in. And everybody with a calm start.
Can you see Tess? Yeah, I can definitely see Tess winning this game. They have insane scaling.
Remember that they did get into the finals, played up against BOG, and then lost out in the regional gauntlet, the qualifiers. You know, taking that spot. IG coming back in fourth, and I think a lot of people will look at just LPL teams in general and think, oh, they love to fight. And game one, there was a lot of fighting on the rim. The Top Esports generally, through the summer split, were much more of the cerebral team. They're much more macro-orientated, kind of very similar to some of the best LCK teams.
Okay, nice touch.
Did look for an engage there, couldn't quite find it, and Jackie Love and Hung will get the push here with that.
Yeah, Tess are chilling though. Bot push. They have some mid push early.
Getting the extra rune
They have
ends, kind
Pantheon
of
as well, who
pseudo
can
rune
definitely
ends
start
on the
terrorizing the map.
It was much more about their objective setup, and you got to see a glimpse of that in the last game where Hung got that big Nico ultimate, and that was kind of more what Top Esports were incredibly strong at, was finding these team fights with guys like 369 who were exceptional on these tank plays, finding space, creating moments for.
Yeah, Chovy will get pushed in a bit, but it's very hard for him to take too much damage.
Been able to find that success as these
Very defensive
summer
runes.
has gone on, and now are moving over in towards Worlds as well.
Yeah, and Gen.G, a different beast. Like
When are the Doran
outplaying
shield
them
nerfs coming
in
out?
the
Are they already out on
grubs
live, or
fight.
are they out next week?
You know, being able to have Keen survive, get the big seismic shove onto 2, and build on this early lead. When Gen.G showed us, they know what to do with that early lead. Very methodical. So, TS,
They're live right
change their
now.
fortunes here in game number 2 for sure.
Methodical is such an interesting word, because whenever you talk about it in like League of Legends terms, I always feel slow.
313
like,
Jarvan
they will
clear.
slowly do it. They'll wait for the next Drake. They'll take the next
Into
Drake.
EQ into
They'll take
Tribush
the
because they
next
know
off
it's
the
watered in
map.
river.
Gen.G are methodically
Into wait for
rapid.
EQ,
Like,
into
things
gank
just
Jackie Love from behind,
accelerate
into
away
free
from you
kill.
so quickly as Canyon is looking to start putting his foot on that gas pedal. The jump
Or
in, the heel out. Jackie Love has to
Miss
flash.
Rakan W. The heal makes it hard to
Couldn't risk
land.
the flag drag flash from Canyon catching him out.
Great pathing from Canyon though, using the flag and drag over the wall to avoid the ward and get around everything. But now the
Chovy.
answer potentially for Kanavi, but Chovy playing
A bit
nowhere
scared.
near Kanavi's access point.
Yeah, smart stuff from Chovy, hugging the side of the river that his jungler is on. Really giving that respect to the Pantheon. A flash stun, point and click, is pretty hard to outplay even for Yone.
Hung able to catch the Zenith Blade Shield of Daybreak.
Much better game
combination
for
onto
Tess already.
Jiro,
I mean, the early game for
Him
Tess was fine
back
actually,
to
but
about 80%
this looks very
HP.
stable.
369 with the push in the top lane, as to be expected in the Rumble into Ornn matchup. The Flame Spitter does a lot of work for you there in the early game.
It's still getting a nice little CS lead for himself, because you can see that like the wave is starting to push back out away from Keen, and there's still about a 7 CS lead. So in the grand scheme of things, 369 going to see if he can try and get some revenge for what was the last game, and he has been an exceptional Rumble, 25 and 9 over the course of his career. This guy has popped off across JDG, Top Esports, so many different iterations of the rosters he's been on this pick. And maybe, just maybe, he can actually turn that Cataclysm back around to be a bit of hell on
TP
earth
back.
for Gen.G.
See how effective he can be. Early game relatively calm between these two teams. Chovy TPing back in with double
Chovy.
daggers and a longsword. Trading onto Cream here, who steps forward knowing
I don't know if you like that
Soul
trade,
Unbound
buddy.
will pop Chovy back
Oi,
to
oi,
reality,
oi,
and
oi, oi.
Chovy down to 250 HP.
Yeah, Cream straight up getting the better of Chovy in a lot of these skirmishes we're seeing, making Chovy miss a lot of these cues. Cream, confident
Kanavi.
positioning and movement from him.
Kanavi
Kanavi,
looking for the steal. Canyon does get it with the smite's going to be forced away here. Chovy low. Kanavi
Chovy's kind of
Clear
cooked in this
shots.
lane.
won't get it as the Soul Unbound pops Chovy underneath the tower and away.
Hung is
but
here
he's
as well.
losing
Duro
minions
stuck
to
on the
this turret
tower.
and plates with Hung coming in to assist. Top Esports should be able to deny quite a lot of CS away from Chovy.
Yeah, double pots popped on the refillable to make
Whoa,
sure that
this
Chovy
game,
can
man.
survive this alongside
Chovy is
the
fucking
health of
jailed
the Doran
here.
shield,
Flash
but
punch on
Kanavi,
W,
he
he's
wants
dead.
one more.
Or even just
Flash
Q,
over
he's
the
dead.
wall
No, the
is
spear kills him.
available.
He's going the other way. Comet Spear. Ooh, Just short of Kanavi, tickles his toes as Chovy jumping in there onto Green Canyon, look for it as well, and they get first blood! What was that, Chovy?
Oh my god, they got away with it.
plays
Oh
off
my
the
god.
edge, and he wins!
They got away
How
with
does
that.
he get away with this? How
That
in
is
the name of
insane. They
God
just
is
turned
that
one of the
where he
hardest
manages
losing
to make it
positions in
work,
the game
dodging the Kanavi spears,
into
will
a
have to
first blood.
potentially dodge one more here, and getting the kill alongside Canyon. Gen G just looked like it can do no wrong.
You got to feel for Cream. I mean, Cream had been doing a lot of work to set this up, but in the end, the scoreboard is what matters. Chovy makes it happen with Canyon wrapping around Kanavi's spear as well, going in the dirt right at Chovy's feet. You could hear the crowd's reaction as the Comet spear came up short.
Cream does manage to come out and grab the wave, holding it just outside of the tower range. But we'll have another look at this, because you can see just short of Chovy, and then Cream jumps in thinking he can take the fight, and Chovy, it's 100 HP, it's sub 100 HP. Just enough to find the kill. Gets the shield as well from the
coaching
Spirit
staff
Cleave.
is in awe.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
now
like,
he has
wow,
Vamp
I
Scepter,
love having
and he has
these
the London
players
build
on my
triple
team.
dagger
This is
with
great.
Doran Shield
These guys
second
are
win, so
insane.
I think he's gonna be absolutely
Just
fine
so
in this lane
tight,
now.
and it's those sorts of things that win Gen G games.
He will heal
It's the
through
fact that
everything.
Not only are they one of the best macro teams in the world, probably the best macro team in the world, but they also have mechanically some of the best players in the world. And even if Chovy hasn't been as good as he was last year, he is still exceptional.
But I think it's also like shout out to Canyon, because this guy has been more of a like, hey, I'm gonna be selfish and farm for myself. But now that the meta
Was the first game close? No.
towards more of these proactive junglers in the early stages, like the Vi's, the Jarvins, less so kind of the Wukong. He's actually been incredibly active in the early stages in this series and has been at the core of fundamentally why Gen G are winning this series.
Yeah, 100%. That was necessary cover from him. Chovy had been backed into a corner. You know, Cream had been whittling him down, and so it was necessary for Canyon, you know, to stick around the lane and play around the lane there. And Gen G kind of bailed themselves out with that one.
And you can see how much pressure Top Esports wanted.
Oh, he got the
to put
2
on that
minions
mid
as
lane
well.
Hung coming across. Kanavi spending so long around it.
Miscue.
Trying to shut down
My
Chovy,
own
which is something that has worked for teams in the past. If you put
Canyon
Chovy
sneaking a
behind
grub.
a few
He
years
will
ago,
get one.
would have just gone into a side lane and farmed up for the
And then he
rest
will
of the
rat
game
his way
and
out.
then slowly try to get
Duro
himself
TPing
back
in.
into the game.
Or
But
will he
it's what
rat his way
Anyone's
out?
Legend
Maybe he
did
stands his
against
ground.
Gen G that got the win was focus on Chovy, put him
Gets
behind,
2, and he's
then
outie.
use that to start looking for invades and be able to take over the game with Kiana. But instead,
Team no TP, he could ult
in
top
this
wave if he
game,
needs
that
to.
focus on
They
mid
could
ends
try
up
and dive
backfiring
top
against
right
Top
meow if they want.
Esports that are struggling to make things happen.
Pantheon ult.
Call to the forge drop,
Ult
and
top
Flash
wave.
gonna Crawl in the train to try and clear out the wave. Puts it down the Fissure as well as Hung flashes
W's
forward.
it,
Good
still
balance
gets
back
stunned.
for the solar flare there for the follow-up.
Good kill by
And there's
Tess, good
the
kill by
for
Tess.
Top Esports on the
Now
board
Drake
here
for
in
Gen
game
G
2.
though.
Yeah, way to keep focused, Top Esports. They remain calm. You know, they focus on the next minion wave. They go for the dive here. A couple of minions still left alive. That is enough to still pull off the dive and make their cross-map play. Because they know, all right, Gen G are going to go for the dragon. We will just go for the kill.
And especially when you still have things like the Yunar and the Azir, your scaling is fantastic. Unless Jackie Love loses half his health bar to Chovy immediately in a fight, that's less good.
Yeah, not the best there for Jacula, but he has the support of his jungler to make sure that he can just clear out the wave and then back away. Chovy actually pulling this one to the side means that a few minions will be lost before that wave starts pushing back in Top Esports' favor. We have the exchange of a kill in the top side.
Yeah,
for a
Chovy needs
Dragon
blade, then
for
he's
Gen
strong,
G.
and then
They
he can
also
go
managed
side
to
lane
pick
as well.
up 2 of the 3
And then he can
buffs, so
cook
the 2
hard on
objectives
side lane.
towards that feat of objective slaying. And we have a kill apiece. Top Esports with a very, very slight gold lead in this early game.
Really excited for when we actually do get these, you know, dive plays from Gen G as well. And we're on support roam timers at the moment. You saw this kind of leisurely pass through mid from Duro. There's just so much vision from TES setting up their swap for the duo lane to come mid and continue applying
Chovy
pressure
CSing.
towards Chovy, towards this
They put their
Yone,
bot
really
lane
trying
mid.
to hinder the income
Try
of
and
this
take over the
champion
map,
is
but top is
critical.
hard
The
weak side.
longer you can put off the breakpoint of the Blade of the Ruined King for Yone, the better you are off in the game overall, because even the single item power spike on that champion completely changes everything.
It's Berserker Greaves, a Vamp Scepter, and a recurve bow at the moment for Chovy. Unable to quite complete that
No
Blade of the
blade
Ruined
yet.
King, but really that item unleashes him.
This is just a dead ball state, really.
Looking for a flank position here onto Cream, who His flash is about to
For
come
both
back
teams.
off cooldown. There it is, so no dive really going to happen here for Gen G. Just want to make sure that Chovy can push in the wave against the range damage that comes out from Cream.
Still, Canyon putting pressure on towards his top side. Letting Keen just kind of sit here with the a nice little freeze for himself. And although there has been pressure from 369 or towards 369 to get this lead, you can see like Gen G still kind of just getting to dictate what's happening.
I think 369 will be happy enough just to equalize that. You've still got 3 minutes before Herald and a Drake, right? And he's 600 gold ahead, so just equalize the wave, get it crashing as quickly as possible, and you can back off knowing that Canyon was on this side of the map. Your jungler currently pathing out through his own red side. And much slower game, much more patient.
Yeah, this game will be slower.
It's kind of to be expected. Like, everyone wants
Double
items
cleanse
in
on
this
Gen G
game.
bot lane.
Kai'Sa wants at least a couple, Yone wants at least that Blade of the Ruin King, probably a couple behind it. Azir the same, JackeyLove the same. So everyone willing just to not force the tempo too much in this early game.
Still getting the flank onto Chovy here.
Blade comes down. uses
Wait,
the
got
Soul
that
Unbound to
buffer off?
Dodge the Solar Flare. And
Okay, no ignite.
oh, it's actually the Mortal
Oops,
Steel 3
Leona?
there.
What?
Even have to unbind his soul as Kanavi get chased out by Juro and Canyon. And yeah, that's the problem. You know, it's a Yone. We kind of, it fell out of meta for a bit, but this guy's still the slipperiest snake in Summoner's Rift.
But it's also like Duro and Canyon matching this play a lot, because even if you don't get the kill onto Chovy there, what you can do is use that to establish a ton of vision for this dragon.
Chovy has Blade in base probably soon, and then I think Gen G can start playing the game. But their game, this game is stacking Drakes probably.
Esports are going for these, and it means that we are probably going to rely on these team fights once again, where Gen G were able to find their success in the last game.
Yeah, and credit to Chovy, keeping his charged up Q, knowing, all right, I'm going to need this for an escape. He has still been able to collect his CS.
Nice buffer.
Chovy, ultimate for
Nice
ultimate
buffer.
exchange. That was really nice. That was really nice from both players. You can see Cream has to go for it at some point with the backup from Hung, and you have to make them have it. You know, it's like playing poker. You can't just fold as soon as they raise the stakes. You have to make them
Still
have
no
it.
Blade.
And that's what
Aye,
Cream did
aye,
there.
aye.
Ultimate for ultimate exchange. His actually slightly shorter cooldown than Chovy's.
And then Chovy did have it.
Yeah, he did.
So he is able to lay it down and get out. Still not quite enough for his Blade of the Ruin King, but still going to be able to come back, refill his potion, and head on out to the side lane. Still has his flash for the extra safety as well.
Yeah, there's still a huge amount of pressure coming down towards this bottom side, but Duro again trying to match Hung, making sure that Chovy can
Is Bastion never ulting? I think he's waiting for a good window to press ult, but he hasn't found one yet.
And again, I think it's now just reset.
Because Gen G is pretty safe in every lane.
Is going to be the next port of call here. First items completed across the board on top esports side, and it's just a question of, has Chovy gotten enough for that first item himself?
Has he got that Blade of the Ruin King? Yeah. Kanik Rooken complete on Keen. No Leandries yet for 369, but as he goes back there, it populates into the scoreboard, so we'll finish that Leandries just in time. Has the equalizer, has the teleport, as does Keen. So if we do see a fight around this Drake in 20 seconds time, both top laners can come down and join the party. Chovy still doesn't have his own
Chovy needs his
teleport.
Blade before this
Hanging
Drake
around for a
spawns,
while
but
here.
he doesn't have
Stepping
TP
forward.
yet.
Chovy forced out to half HP.
Oh
Red
my
Skyfall
god.
Used as well from Kanavi, but Chovy respects
Well,
it
I think at least I'll get the Drake here,
With the
Tess.
dragon coming up in just 1 second here is going to give TS early movement into the river. They actually double up their control wards. Not the biggest.
They'll get the Drake. They'll get the Drake.
Savage played onto Juro. Shield of Daybreak there for the follow-up. Just a
Why don't they just do
tickle
Drake?
of damage from those soldiers, trying to get through Juro, who's gone McHale's first on this Rakan.
It looks like top esports are trying to play off the timer of Chovy's TP coming back up. They know that he should have enough for that Blade of the Ruin
They
King, so
delayed
as
the
long as
Drake
they
for
take
so
the
much
fight
that Chovy can
start
TP
before
back with
the
Blade
reset
now, and
comes
Gen G
through,
can
it
contest.
should be fine, but they're a little late on starting up this dragon.
They took them
because
forever
they
to
want
just
that
do it.
scuttle crab, and that's bought the time
Oh, now
with
it's
the Blade of
fucked.
the Ruin
That's a
King
Blade of the Ruin King
completed,
Yone.
And Gen G confident to step forward.
Double TP as well. Keen is actually coming down towards this ward.
Wow,
at the same
maybe
time.
a bit of an
Top esports
overcommit from
respected
Gen
back
G though.
away.
I think Tess should give.
369 does have the push, and it's only a second Drake for Gen
Unless-
G. Top esports could decide not to try and take this Barney.
Unless
to
Rumble
try and
TPing
take
or
this
not.
fray. Trying to control that mid lane at the moment.
Rumble
369
TPing.
now teleporting towards
Okay, they're gonna
the
fight it.
river. The Drake down to
Chovy has
3,000
Q stacks on Drake,
HP.
though.
Jumping forward onto Keen. The Drake's
Nice
still the
damage from
target.
Cream.
More Canyon and Chovy. Call to the Forge Guard as they dive
Baits out
back
spell.
in.
Oh
The
my
double
god.
knockup. Canyon's already killed off Hung as Kanavi falls down to half HP.
Ruler
Juro with
cooking.
a good
Nice knockup from
quickness.
Chovy.
They dive back onto
Oops.
Kanavi. Face
Finishes.
sealed.
Oh my god.
Kanavi clapped
Ruler has ult
by
still.
Chovy.
There he goes.
Meanwhile, the
Oh my
double
god,
knockup from
Ruler.
with Killer Instinct And an instinct
Nice dash by Duro. Nice flash by Rulo.
Cream trying to escape.
They just placed
try and take out
all the
Rulo,
ults
but he just doesn't have the range.
The spacing on Genji is mental. It is insanity. Like, you know when you got like the big brother and little brother, and the big brother puts his hand on his head and holds him, and the little brother can't touch him? That's literally what the Ruler just did to them. He just held them, and he never gave them the angle on him. He just weaves in a bit of damage, goes back. Weaves in a bit of damage, goes back. Weaves in a bit of damage, goes back. Like here, gets Rumble. Hits the Rumble. Oh, Yunara dashed on him? Okay, walks back. Gets damage on Yunara. Walks back. Walks up. Damage on Yunara. Walks back. Goes on Yunara. Qs. Walks back. Walks back. Like, it's crazy. Walks back up to his ear. Hits him. Walks away. Like, he's just weaving them.
Sliver of HP as Cream falls before the LCK first seeds.
A 5-for-1 for
They're sitting there like, how the fuck are they team fighting like that? And Chovy's doing the same thing if you watch him too.
3.3k ahead, 17 minutes in.
While the tanks obviously just face roll their way into the fight, that's what the carries are doing. It's like,
in that last fight. And for top esports, it's not for lack of trying. They played the team fight pretty well. It's just Genji with that bouncy castle.
How did Hong do no damage? Did he just miss everything or what?
We're able to find those first couple of kills.
This team is just a
I know he got hit by the Ornn knockup.
There.
I guess he got one shot or what?
Like that. They have the hold on the game once again. I mean, you can get your consolation prize of the Rift Herald. TS will go back out and try and burn this one down. They should be able to do so. But with just that fight, Genji have just completely taken
I want to watch
control.
CFO versus Genji. That's what I want.
Like, so often
that would be fucking great.
Shoot themselves into the back line and shoot themselves in the foot because the Yunara immediately opens fire and is just able to do
that would be fucking great. I think Genji would roll them, but I think entertainment-wise it would be fucking great.
Enable the fight onto Cream, and now 369's in trouble.
369 has
oh,
no
what?
flash.
Keen, rare L.
To come back with the fate seal goes on to 369. Flame Spitter, not enough to kill off Keen. Kanavi coming in. Duro there for a little bit of shielding. Solar Flare, Chovy, Mikhail's immediately. Duro with a double charm. Keen trying to escape with the spear.
He's dead, no? He's dead. Chovy has to die here. The game's fucked for Test. They have to kill him.
Doesn't have the flash. No fate seal.
He has nothing.
It will be very difficult to buffer out of Cream if he goes in for that Emperor's Divide. The way
big mistake by Genji. Rare misplay by Keen.
Chovy, the target, exhaust down, Soul Unbound comes out, but Chovy under the tower survives for as long as he can.
Can they get a tier 2? They're losing mid tower.
Put him 6 feet under. Meanwhile, Genji pushed through the mid wave to get a tier 1 to look for a tier 2. Rifto charging towards
a bit of a comeback here for Tess, you know. As here,
punish from TES there, you know,
getting the tier 2 is massive.
To make it happen at the beginning. TS immediately close the trap here. That's what you have to be ready to do. If any sort of
I think if Ornn R2 just hits, the Rumble will die.
And the fact that you have that planting is huge, but Keen, just doesn't quite get the second pass on the Ornn.
Because then he can E as well after or something, or W auto. I think Rumble will die.
That ultimate can cover the top.
He just failed it.
Heroics here to try and save Keen, but the collapse from top esports is just too quick and too strong. But an overextension, honestly, try and make this play happen, especially waiting for the wave, does mean that you get the tier 2 in the mid for Genji, and it's kind of this injection of gold for Cream off of the tower is answered for an injection of gold onto Root.
1 minute on Drake.
gold swing for top esports. They're still 1.5k
gives them soul
in the hole,
point.
369 now 1.2k ahead. Bloodletter's Curse and the Leandry's complete as Hong steps up in this top lane. Cream's on his way. Juro's going to clear out this vision. He has Canyon there. Spotted as he walks around the corner onto that ward. Gromp just their first target. Grand Starfall not available for Kanavi. He's currently in the mid lane and Genji decide to back away.
Yeah, a little bit risky. Not every member accounted for. You can see coming out of base, Yunara as well as the Pantheon. And TES, after that play, it's got to build your confidence back up a little
Chovy should have shield boat.
Seeing that Genji are
what are we doing here?
369. Double flank here onto Chovy. Cream going in first. 369 with the flame spitter. Bait seal comes out. Chovy able to dodge away with the Q3. Quickness coming out.
Pantheon will kill Chovy. Chovy will die to Pantheon. But he's buying so much time. Oh my god, Ruler's here. But he took forever to die. What did Kanavi just do with his flash? He flashed into them.
And top esports collapsed around them.
Jackie Love couldn't get to the fight.
They thought they can make a fast play top, but it takes forever to kill Chovy.
Show up in the top Blaine and put them in the dirt.
TES, they go after Chovy, but the Avengers
If he dies quickly, it's great, but he takes so long to die. Q3, E, Rakan comes in, he's still alive. Kai'Sa's coming, Kenyon's coming. He dies now.
He stays alive for a long time. Ruler, Duro again trying to keep him up.
What is this flash from Kanavi? Oh my god.
The rest of the Avengers have arrived to finish the job.
The speed, the rapidity of the response there from Gen.G. They called an ambulance and it was Top Esports that they put in the body bags. Now again a 4K lead for Gen.G. A moment ago I was saying it's a 2K swing. It swung back and soul point for Gen.G has been begun.
Soul point for Gen.G, Atacam for Gen.G, gold leads for Gen.G. It feels inevitable this series for Gen.G.
Joe is just waiting, just out of range of the Zenith blade, dashes back as Chovy.
Is it just a rage engage or what?
To the river.
Soul point again.
5 minutes away as Kanavi dives in. The solar flare hits Ruler, but immediately he
He
cleanses
ults out of the
away.
rumble ult
Kanavi
so well.
doesn't really have the backup cannon down
Wait.
towards the bottom side. Kanavi going back in, but Keen
Wait.
will put him 6
Wait,
feet
Jackie
under.
Love.
Good damage from
Wait.
Jackie Love, though. Gets one in response.
Wait.
Keen's still looking for damage
Jackie.
on the Cream.
Oh,
Keen
gets knocked up.
jumps
Jackie,
in with that
hold up.
knockup.
Chovy.
The fake
Nice up
seal,
ult
and
by
then
Cream.
Ruler divides him. Ruler
Flash
gets
forwards.
another
Nice
draw
knockup
with
by
the
Duro.
knockup. Ruler trying
He's
to
back.
escape.
Ruler dead.
369, but he's put
A
on the
lot of gold to
stick,
test
and
here.
He's well done. 369 and Top Esports fighting
Jackie
back.
is
They
frying.
get some extra gold and they open up the map as well. There are objective bounties still up too if they
Chovy.
can stick around.
Duro and Chovy, look for the quickness.
You guys can play that 2v3. One.
Duro almost escapes, but Cream puts
Whoa, the
soldiers
Leanderis
down.
is burning.
Chovy just able to
The
survive.
Slurkle. Oh, he has
100
the
HP on him.
fucking
Jackie Love doesn't
crab.
have the tools to close
out.
that gap. In the end, a 1-for-1.
Barely able to escape away
They get
from that
mid-tier
one.
one
Top
here,
Esports,
Tess.
though, finding a crucial fight.
Ooh,
And we'll
Gen.G
get
needs to be
see
careful,
this
man.
engagement as
This
they
is
set
here,
up for an
Yunara is
Dragon.
getting
Okay,
dangerous.
so we've got two sides here. Kanavi goes in on Duro at the top side, and they have the equalizer to try and support his damage. But on
They
the
also
bottom
don't
side
have
of it, Canyon
Jarvan
has to
and
flash
Yonult
out
here.
After Gen.G go for the
Canyon
engage
is
on the other
kind of
half.
feeding
And
a bit.
Jackie is free hitting here, so him and Cream are able to take out the first member. Canyon is down. The re-engage from Keen though only knocks up Jackie, and then tries to go. Chovy tries to go over Cream's ultimate, and they get rebuffed.
Perfect timing on the Emperor's Divide there. Keep Jackie safe, to keep Cream safe. And now
Jackie Love just went from
Esports
Kraken Slayer
boldly
Scout
starting to
Slingshot
pull
to
more
Kraken
and more
Slayer
away,
Hurricane Last
but
Whisper
that
Crit
looming
Cloak.
Dragon Soul in 3 minutes time has to be playing on their mind.
For Top Esports, every fight is a knife edge. It is so close, and every time Gen.G just managing to escape with that little bit more.
Oh, he had a Zeal as well, did he? Oh, okay. So he went from Scout Slingshot Zeal to full item Last Whisper Crit Cloak. So he is trying now.
Himself has that QSS. Makes it so hard to lock him down in these frays.
And he's got the first Ornn upgrade from Keen as well. And the Mikhails that you talked about earlier, so QSS and Mikhails to allow this Yone to continue to carry from melee range. Level 15 now achieved for him on top of it.
Third item for Ruler as well is such an important pickup on the Kai'Sa. Makes this a little bit more terrifying if he's able to find his access that he wants to into the back
Chat
line.
rare spam, don't
But
spam that.
It feels like so much of this again is on Cream and Jackie Love. Can they stand and fight? And it's what we were talking about from draft. It's these two carries are absolutely absurd in these late game fights.
3-item
But when
Kai'Sa.
the fights are so spread out and there's so much threat, it's on the outplays to happen from Cream and Jackie Love in these fights.
Got 2 minutes on the Drake. We've got 10 seconds on the Baron. Gen.G just trying to deny a little bit of vision around this. Duro with the Oracles will sweep out one of the wards. We'll see if he spots the second. Not in the pit, doesn't see it. But can step forward towards that full side jungle just a little bit. Cream was pushing out bot, but he's actually going to go and join up with his team in the mid lane. 369, the one assigned to deal with Chovy, which is not the easiest state of affairs. Zenith play follows
A bit
Duro
deep
across
for
it.
Hung, but he has flash.
Not an easy avenue to
Pops the
retreat from
ignite
it.
to
Chovy was
scare
looking
them.
for that collapse, but he does get out.
Kai'Sa W misses,
Ruler
so
almost
no
connecting
reset.
there, but everyone from Top Esports able to spread wide enough to avoid that missile.
Gen.G is just waiting
Good
for
bit of
Soul.
damage there from Jackie Love.
They
putting
are
dent
just
into
waiting for
Ruler,
Soul.
Or into Duro at the very least. Chunking out the Rakan. Can be an opening.
Do need to be a little careful with how spread out Top Esports are, especially with Keen down in the area. one Call of the Forge God onto someone who's left without a flash could be devastating. And Cream and Jackie Love are prime targets for the next couple of minutes. But with 50 seconds until that Dragon Soul, it doesn't look like Top Esports have got that time to buy.
Just going to push through with this mid-wave. Lord Dominic's finish for Jackie Love means he'll get through Keen a little bit easier. He's gone for that Frozen Heart. Wondering if perhaps it would be a Randuin's, but with the waves pushing in bot and top
Holy fuck, Ruler is gonna fry if he gets uptime. He is gonna cook. They're in that bush. You can see the pet, but they can't see the pet. We can. Drake in 20. Genji's gonna rush Nash. Oh my god. They're on it. Tess is not sure. Are they on Baron, guys? They're actually not. But they're ready to force a Baron if you go to Drake.
The vision once again denied by the control ward just sitting outside of it. Kanavi dashes in.
Chovy has Q3.
Really the target that you want.
Flash in by Hung onto Duro.
Dives in onto Duro, who gets the quickness.
Big rumble. Hung's insta-dead. Ornal Peel was good. No Yunar ult. That's cooked.
Everything onto Duro, but
they have nothing
Duro
left here, Tess,
so
apart from Azir.
He backs away.
What is Hung doing with these engages?
Play back towards this Baron, teasing Top Esports.
Bait seal from Chovy.
Oh, EQ flash. Oh, Ruler. Oh, it's insanity. You blink and you're fucking 5 people on top of you. You blink and 5 people are diving on you. Quarter kill for Ruler. It's over, just like that. Boom, GG. Or what? No, they get Nash and Soul, I guess. They can't end.
They're just cool, calm, and collected there. Genji, you can tell, they're just waiting for the Yunar ultimate to drop off. As soon as it does, they pull the trigger, they re-engage.
I can see why Hung's doing that. He's probably frustrated because Rakan has Mikhail, so whatever he does, they just get out, but the engage is just bad.
To force Jackie into reach of Canyon and Ruler to follow up. There was no hesitation. There was no chance for Top Esports. Genji refused to be denied playoffs.
369 dying right at the last
moment.
Yeah,
Genji top 8 to the surprise of absolutely nobody.
There's a mountain
super good team.
You wonder for Top Esports, if you do lose this soul, how are you going to get through this?
There is some cinema best of 5s coming, man.
You've got an Azir, you've got a Yanara, but that is
G2, AL, Genji.
Once again, Duro, the target,
I will not say the other team's name.
The solar flare doesn't find its mark. As now the Court of the Forge God comes out from Keen, and he's praying to Chovy that Church may be in session. Chovy unable to find the engage off towards the side, but again,
not bad actually here for Tess. Not bad at all. This positioning's good. They can't really get in here, Genji.
Not quite. Jackie Love has transcended himself as Chovy dashes back. One kill.
Krispy Kreme onto Ruler.
They look for Ruler, but Ruler with a killer instinct dives behind Cream.
Jackie dived in as well. They're all just insta-wiped.
Once again, Genji clean up the fight.
Insta-wiped.
Top Esports are left rattled.
Ruler has been hit with better Azir ults than that one. But this time around, he will not be stopped as Genji march towards the base.
Genji are going to make quick work of Top Esports.
The first game was sub 25 minutes. The second one likely to be sub 30.
It's a complete team fight, Biff. Their team fights are so good, Genji. So good.
Spot in the final 8.
Team fights are mental.
They're looking pretty scary. Genji coming in, tournament
It's
favorites.
just mental.
And absolutely
I want to see a 5-game Genji AL series. I need it in my life.
It's just their team fighting. Every single time, it's so impressive. It's the coordination in those split-second moments. It's one mind activating through 10 hands and slapping back every team in the world.
Superlative stuff from Genji for Top Esports. The road to a victory versus the LPL or LCK continues here at Worlds.
Worlds is back tomorrow. T1 versus 100 Thieves, BLG versus VKS.
Continue to impress though. The game against anyone's legend, I think we saw.
Fantasievoll Halloween vieren lohnt sich. Niemand kann bis am 20. Oktober Halloween Bonbon Mix für nur 4 Franken 99 oder Raggold Spooky Skulls für nur 1 Franken 99. Halloween bei Lidl lohnt sich.
Though we round out
Watch the Dokla vlog. Yeah, I will.
Now we're going to hand it over to Shox at the analyst desk. Take it away.
Thank you so much. Emily did preface the second game by saying, well, nothing less than a world championship will do, so for sure they wouldn't fall against TES. They punched their ticket to the quarterfinals of Worlds 2025, as was expected.
Yeah,
even in this match.
This is one of those comps that Gen G lock in
New
and
LoL
teams
esports
around
video?
the
Wait,
world
really?
try to emulate and don't pull off nearly as
Don't try
well
this at home.
or
You're not
successfully.
Chovy.
And it's because of this man right here as we look back through the waning moments of this game. His Yone is just so phenomenally good. It seems like every time they were trying to get on him, trying to get through the back line, he's then just getting out, cleaning up, somehow surviving.
This final fight, I feel for Cream, I gotta say.
He had a rough day.
He had a
He
really
looked
rough
for a
day,
road.
rough
He looked
day,
for a
and I
road.
feel like it was a rough day at the office for everyone, but he's gonna get the brunt of the criticism because he seemed like the guy that had to do it, right? Because you have to do it. When you see the angle as the Azir, you have to try, and I commiserate with that.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think this game, though, it's hard to just pinpoint one thing, but I feel like Kanavi kind of griefed him on the mid lane. Cream super outplayed Chovy in the 1v1 after he TP'd back. He dodged 3 Qs in a row on a trade. I think Chunks like 10% HP, and then instead of just flashing on him over the wall, point click something, killing him for free, Kanavi's just throwing spears over the wall, barely missing, and then Canyon shows up, Cream dies, Chovy gets ahead, and the rest is history. And I think, you know, Chovy, yes, he played incredible, but I have to give so much credit to Canyon because coming into this event, people are saying the recipe to beat Gen G, if there is one, is to outplay them in the early game because Canyon is going to play slow, he's going to farm, he's not going to be involved.
Is there a draw?
That's
No, the draw's
weakness,
tomorrow.
if there
The draw's
is one,
tomorrow.
for
The
Gen
draw will
G.
be good
Now
tomorrow.
you come into this series, he was everywhere, putting pressure on constantly in both games,
The draw
monster
tomorrow will
early
be good.
games, and now you're like, all right, well, if the guy who's
I
supposed to
am
be slow in
excited.
the early game is dominating the early game, and they're all piloting their
If
champions
T1 and
perfectly,
BLG win,
and their
which
team
they
fighting
should.
the best, how do you win?
Which they should
and
win.
it's great to see this from Canyon because we always knew he's capable of it, right? And
Of
it's
course.
just been a little bit of a
Azael's
dip
on
in
point,
his play
always
over
on point.
this past LCK split. But then by contrast, you have Kanavi, which you kind of already alluded to, looked really disconnected from his team, especially in this second game. And that's really bad news for top esports if it continues, because for a while he was such a huge factor in how they are winning, right? Like if they're getting these early advantages, it all starts with Kanavi.
I want to hit
being
into
in
you. Is
his
there into you?
lanes, getting them ahead, really like taking it to the enemy jungler as well. So I think that is another thing that TES are going to have to go back and look upon, just because when they were in
Tomorrow is a 2-0 day, 2-0 day, by the way. Tomorrow is a 4-hour day max.
Getting kills,
It's
it was
2-0,
through
2-0.
Kanavi really controlling the map.
There were times where they
Wait,
had
this is
fight in
TN
them, and I
watching
know when
Tess
you
play.
watch LPL games as well, you don't count a team out usually because you know
Cat
that
is
they
fair.
can take one of those fights. It's just that against Gen G, the gap is just too big in terms of gold at that point in time, as we are waiting for an interview with Canyon as well. So it'll be
Ah,
interesting to ask. I would
Canyon.
like to, as you brought up TES, if we have the bracket we can see, but Azael, you set it up already, right? You had that chance versus KT.
Yeah.
Now you draw the #1 team in the world. Next up, you might draw BLG, you know? So
Might draw T1.
T1, so, or you might draw like someone else, like Likewise.
Yeah, of
Who
course.
knows?
You know, there
Who
are
knows?
draws that you can get, but it's like, it would kind of be the most TES thing ever, right?
Right.
To have this great opportunity, to have this great start with a good draw, and then brutal draw in Gen G.
Yeah, tomorrow
There's
BLG
some
T1
real
win, and
killers in
then
this 2-2,
I really
which I'm
hope
just getting so
Koi
excited
gets
for
like.
the 2-2 bracket,
Actually,
because I feel like
should we just
almost
go
every
one
single
more time for the
possible
road?
matchup is
Fly
going to just
Koi.
be a
Should we just do
banger,
it?
And I think it's going to make for some incredibly exciting League of Legends.
And
we
if
do it
you
for the road?
see at how our field is shaping up, you know, with AL and KT and HLE and Gen G and G2, it seems like there's an odd duck there in the row, but who knows with G2 going on. I mean, it's shaping up to be an amazing playoffs already.
Yeah.
Now
Nah,
Gen G
I
also
want
punching
FlyQuest to
their
have a
ticket.
challenge to get out.
I wanna
They
say
don't
they're on
deserve- they don't
course.
deserve
We
to
say
play
this every
Koi
year,
and then
but
get out.
until something happens, you have to maintain that. They are the best team in the world, as I know that Chovy is being interviewed on stage by Iris, so we'll hear from Canyon in just a little bit. But yeah, any closing thoughts on this matchup?
I mean, I just think it was incredibly exciting. Like, I really wanted to do a telestrator of one of these dragon fights. Unfortunately, we're not able to do it, but it's just incredible to watch them team fight. And I know maybe we have the replay because we were showing that we had a replay you know,
Okay.
for the 17-minute dragon fight. But even if I can't telestrate it, if we have the available, we could maybe run it.
Ibai says he wants
Because the way
FlyQuest.
that Gen G
I mean, it's
operates in these
FlyQuest,
team
right?
fights,
So they
I
might
think
just
are
drop a
better
quick
than
win
any other
trade.
team at how they create space. So what I really want to watch you point your eyes to is how they bounce in and out of the fight. So as they approach, look at Chovy going forward, then snaps back. Then the frontliners, it's their turn.
A little
goes
spy
in, Keen
quest.
gets in. And now Keen is getting focused. You think he's in trouble, but Chovy charges up his Q3 on the Dragon to then re-engage, buy space for Keen, then to back out. Now, the last thing they had to be worried about was Cream's ultimate. So Chovy trades ults with him. Now they know.
I just want to hear the interview, and then I'm gonna sneeze it.
Ruler. So Canyon goes in, becomes that threat. Duro goes in, becomes that threat. And Ruler is able to fly in and just crush through the fight.
That Dragon team fight from Gen G was insanity.
They use their summoners as a resource to create space
Insanity.
and remove threats for their carries is second to none. Like, it's just insane. You know, so many teams, their Ornn goes in like that, they're just going to die. But Chovy is re-engaging multiple times, creating space. And whenever the carries need it, the tanks are going to be there to give their life to create that space for them too. And I just think it's beautiful to watch League of Legends played at that level, because this is aspirational stuff. Like, this is, even the other teams at Worlds should be watching that and being like, holy shit, that is what you can do if you play the best of your ability.
Favorite players.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I also
W is
think
ale.
like you can't underestimate their macro as well, right? Because
W
even
is
when
ale.
TES were able to get like minor advantages, you know, like Gen G dive, TES like
Yo,
re-dive,
he's fucking
but
frying,
then Gen
actually.
G end up trading a tier 2 mid. Like,
He's
I think
frying.
they're just so cognizant of everything that's going on the map, and I really always have appreciated that from this team. Just like their overall map awareness and cross mapping is so good. Another thing that other teams at this tournament should really be looking at.
And your fave is standing by in the interview. Canyon will be our player to talk to in the Verizon
Jungle
post
goat.
game.
Let's go.
Talk to me, Canyon.
Thank you very much. I am here joined by Canyon on the side of Gen G Esports. Congratulations on the win. 승리 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
Lil
How do you
Polar
feel about
Bear.
the win today? It was very clean. 오늘 굉장히 깔끔한 승리 가져오셨는데요. 소감이 어떠신가요?
일단 오늘 경기력이 다들 너무 잘해줘가지고 이렇게 좀 깔끔하게 이겼고 그래서 엄청 기분 좋습니다.
It feels amazing since everyone played at their best level and we were able to get a very clean victory. Moving on to the next question. It was indeed a very clean performance on the side of Gen G, and it feels like Gen G is on the up and up. Do you think Gen G is currently at 100%, or is there even more potential to unlock? 말씀하신 것처럼 젠지가 현재 굉장히 깔끔한 폼을 보여주고 계신데요. 현재 폼의 100%라고 생각하시는지 아니면 더 고점이
More.
남았다고
Wait, they've got
생각하시나요?
more
오늘 그래도
than that?
85%는 정도 나왔다고 생각하고요. 이 폼을 좀 유지하면서 더 끌어올린다면 더 높은 고점을 바라볼 수 있다고 생각합니다.
I feel like currently today we were at our 85%, but I think as long as we can
85.
keep this form and maybe even work harder, we will be able to reach a higher ceiling. Well, today in the teaser, Chovy left a really cool line. I've got one thing to say. You're unlucky. Is there anything you would like to say to your quarterfinals opponent?
He understood that.
오늘
He understood
티저에서
that.
초이
W
선수가
English
엄청
Canyon.
멋있게 대사 하나 남겨주셨거든요. 오늘 할 말은 딱 한 가지입니다. 운이 없네요. 혹시 캐년 선수도 무시무시한 북극곰이잖아요. 젠지의 북극곰. 무섭게 한마디. As a scary polar bear of Gen G, what do you want to say to your opponent?
제가 이런 걸 좀 못하지만 그래도
Does he say get shit on?
아직 모르지만 좋은 경기 했으면 좋겠고 승리는 저희가 가져가겠습니다.
I'm really bad at this, but yeah, let's have a great game together, but we will be the one taking the victory. Before we go, Canyon, you have such a great memories when it comes to internationals happening in China. What is your mindset heading into the rest of the bracket stage? 그리고 마지막으로 캐년 선수 중국에서 국제전 열릴 때마다 정말 좋은 기억 가득 안고 떠나신 적이 많은데 마지막으로 남은 브래켓 스테이지 각오 한 말씀 부탁드립니다.
이제 진짜 다전제가 시작이 되는데 정말 기대가 되면서도 항상 긴장되지만 이런 멋진 경기에서 꼭 가장 높은 무대까지 가서 꼭 좋은 모습 보여드리고 싶습니다.
Yeah, the real battle starts with the best of 5 series, and I'm really excited. I can't wait, but at the same time, I'm getting more and more nervous. I hope we can keep our best performance and reach to the biggest stage here at Worlds. And that was Kenya from Gen G. Thank you.
감사합니다. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
W
you so
Canyon.
much, Jason. Oh my god, he's so funny.
W Canyon,
I love
chat.
how,
We'll be back
Jason's trying to
tomorrow,
get
okay?
him to, like, hype up.
We'll be back tomorrow with some big games. It'll probably be a quick day tomorrow. And then we got Saturday as well with the eliminations. And then we're on to the quarterfinals best of 5s next week. Next week. next week already. Actually, there's a couple things we need to check out. What did Doke say? He just did a video this morning.
안녕하세요. 여기 도크합니다.
Oh my god.
This is day 2 of really learning Korean, but I feel like I'm making a mistake because I saw a faker, or I overheard faker in the hallway, and it didn't sound like he was speaking Korean. Like, I heard him, he was like, bah. So, I don't know what language that is, but yeah, it didn't really sound Korean, but we're one day out from playing T1, and I don't think I can learn that in a day, so just gonna have to stick with it. I don't wanna jibe bali gajma, so gotta lock in for this last day of practice, and we play T1 tomorrow. Hope to see you then.
Doka videos are such a blessing. What is this? What is this thing? Season 3 Act 2 launch trailer.
The Firstlands have long stood against great evils.
The Firstlands.
Much has changed. Much has not. The mighty still walk this world.
What the fuck is that?
March with us and shake the earth.
Oh, these are doing skins or what? This looks like Mr. Pandaria. Is that Darius? What the fuck?
Eternal aspect. Watch our battle. May the stars finally become our allies.
Come on, try and catch me.
Even you, gentle heart.
Wait, this is just skins, chat. I thought this was an animated trailer. Another Lux skin. Winter map, big W.
Strike true.
There is much to be learned. Weapons to discover. Techniques to master. This war may be ancient, but the path of history turns always to balance. So let us remind them how this story will end.
Trials of Twilight. Oh, sweet. Sweet. Alright, Worlds is done, chat. I will see you tomorrow, deal? I'll see you tomorrow nice and early. Tomorrow nice and early. Shout out to the lurkers, the bidders, the gifters, the sellers, the subbers. Appreciate you all.
has nothing to do.
Date masası
Dizimin
denemek ister
altındaki
misin?
etekle yürüyemiyorum.
Yok, eğer kabul edersen. Tamam, kabul ediyor musun beyefendi? Bir date masası.
Ediyorum.
Ediyorum. Benimle evlenin. Vay!